if you're cool with the slow eccentric squats and you think you're going to be good for at least like this mesocycle, I'd say okay.
Yeah.
But maybe then after that, go into like more leg pressing and maybe like plate loaded squats on like a machine or something.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, definitely.
Because you're going to maintain your leg development. Like you're not going to lose any tissue. I highly doubt it.
No. Yeah, I used to be completely obsessed with pole. I have to squat and make sure that I'm not losing squat strength. And it's like, well, you know you're going to lose strength.
Exactly.
But that's not a sign of lean tissue loss necessarily. So.
And it's not technically a loss in strength either. It's just, you know, a calculated trade-off. A lot of things are changing. Your leverages are changing. You're not as glycogen loaded, and you just can't get as many reps. But
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how training's going, and then obviously I'll just progress through the week.
hey, back with another video finally. I know it's been a while. I had to go through my deload, a couple other things. I've been pretty busy, but now I'm finally getting this video out. I'm going to go ahead and talk about variation through my mesocycles as I'm progressing closer to this show, because it's been asked quite frequently on the comment sections and Instagram and stuff like that. But as we all know, variation is basically the principle that we change certain variables in our training in order to prevent staleness and to magnify our adaptive response to training. So our long-term adaptive response, because we build up adaptive resistance the more we present similar stimuli to our tissues. The way we do this is changes in volume, intensity, reps, exercise selection, frequency, and like if you're powerlifting and stuff like that, velocity even. But the things we'll focus on are volume, intensity, reps, exercise selection. You'll see here I threw in an intensity technique. This is a chest fly to push up superset. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've already went ahead and that first mesocycle trained in that 7 to 10 rep range with certain exercises, made variations to my exercises, whether that's grip, whether that's the reps achieved, and I went into the 8 to 12. Now I'm doing mostly 8 to 12 reps with some intensity techniques thrown in there, or metabolite accumulating techniques thrown in there, like here.
I'm doing abs, but don't tell anyone.
Can you see that there's no weight on them?
No way. You're gonna have six-pack tomorrow.
As you've noticed, my exercise selection has been changed every mesocycle. This is because one of the primary things that we can do to make variations to our training is exercise selection. Even if that was just me going from like a wide grip to a closer grip, something of that variety, because this allows you to hit the muscle fibers in a novel way. So it's a novel stimulus to the body. Changing exercises completely helps. Changing the intensity, rep ranges, etc. also helps. So this is another intensity technique here. Zian's doing it right now. I just did it right before her. But it's a superset from, behind the neck tricep extensions to seated military press. The reason that we do this once every mesocycle or so is because it would be an over application of variation if we went in and we tried to vary exercises every single week, because the body does need that directed adaptation. So we have to treat these principles as they are, but they can't violate other principles. And a sub-principle to this one is directed adaptation. It means that the muscle fibers or everything that's going on in your training, it has to be hit in sequential and repetitive nature in order for you to make actual adaptations to that training. So if I just went in and I said, mind muscle confusion, bro, and every fucking week I'm doing something brand new, you violate directed adaptation. This can lead to some issues because you're not ever progressing in the things that you're doing, and eventually, when you get more advanced, you just won't grow from that kind of bullshit. It's not, you have, like I said, you have to treat the principles by adhering to them without violating others. Now, exercise selection obviously is very common and important in variation, but it's not the only thing. So manipulation of sets, reps, intensities can also improve training outcome. If you don't manipulate variables, then you can really slow the improvement process. So when we keep things the same for too long, we are underapplying this principle. And like I said, you don't want to underapply and or overapply the principle at any point in time. The underapplication of the principle simply means like keeping things way too similar for too long, which some people think is okay, but when we think about the fundamental reality of the negative feedback loop, which is what our biological systems, whenever we present a stimuli to our biological system, that's what it runs on. It runs on a negative feedback loop. So when we think about the actual physiological reality of the negative feedback loop, it makes sense that we need to make these variations, make the intensity alterations, set alterations, etc. Now, that's not to say that you can't, bench regular grip bench for multiple mesocycles in a row, regular squat for multiple mesocycles in a row, because you can change those other factors. It's just that exercise selection is the most common. So I like to make exercise variations basically every single mesocycle, and I will also, like I said, went from the 7 to 10 rep range, 8 to 12 rep range, then mostly 8 to 12 rep range in this third mesocycle that you guys are watching now, with intensity techniques thrown in there. And now next mesocycle, there's going to be a lot more metabolite intensity technique work. So I'm going to be doing giant sets with pauses, slow eccentrics, things like that. And this is good because it pairs out nicely with my nutrition. When I'm dropping my nutrients over the course of these next, couple mesocycles, it's going to be harder and harder to push that intensity threshold, so the weight on the bar. And by, accumulating metabolites and doing the intensity technique work, we can actually see a slight benefit for a very short period of time from doing that work, because it's a new stimuli, like I was talking about, novel stimulus. So it's a lot like a rest pause. It's called giant set. Basically, you're going to do as many as you can, being that week's proximity to failure. So today we're 3 from failure, and this is the weight that I'm going to use the whole time. I'm going to go as many reps as I can, 3 from failure, rest about 30 seconds, and then do as many reps as I can again, being 3 from failure. Next week it'll go to 2 from failure on every set. And the set is just one big set with like 30 seconds rest between, just to select yourself. But you're trying to build this metabolites, so it's called an intensity technique. That's the whole point. I'm going to do the whole entire set, record it, and you guys can see it. That way I can just direct my clients to this video when they get giant sets on their mesocycles. I'll also do the same thing where I explain for any other intensity technique that I use with my clients or for myself. I'll try to record it and explain it in the video. So hopefully the giant set concept makes sense. The biggest key is you want to be that week's proximity to failure, so you're not building too much fatigue, but you do want to push it pretty hard. So I should get like 15 reps on the first set. Let's say I get, rest 30 seconds, I get 12, rest 30 seconds, I get 10, rest 30 seconds, and I get 10 more. The total rep count for this week is 55. So I'm doing that over and over until I get 55 reps. Stop it. So I'm gonna go into the giant set now. She's gonna record the whole thing. Thank you, Banana.
You're welcome.
And did it beep?
Yep, you're good.
No, I thought I heard it beep because it was a treadmill beeping. How does that thing where it doesn't record anymore?
Nope, you're fine.
Rest pause.
You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down. You and
What?
See that guy walk by? He had my hair cut, but it was slicked back. You walk that way?
No, I didn't. See?
I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
I'm at 32. So I got 20, then 12. It's a big drop off. Slight rest just a little bit longer. You don't want all the metabolites to clear, that's the whole point. So a little bit more rest. Hopefully I can get 10 to 12 in this next set too. That'll be around 42, 44. And then I'll rest shorter and finish it off.
In a blender, combine 1 cup kiwi, a small piece of ginger, golden white together, 1 cup peanut banana, 1 cup almond.
Holy shit. Okay. So, what I'm going to do for progression for this, for next week, is reps achieved overload. So instead of going up in intensity or weight on the bar, I'm probably going to keep this weight consistent through the whole entire mesocycle, but the overload comes from the total amount of sets. It's one set, but reps you're doing, or reps achieved, which is going to lead to more sets, rest pause or giant set. That way you're still overloading in volume, which is the whole point. So when we present this novel stimulus of metabolite technique, or the metabolite and intensity technique work, our body is presented a new way to grow, or a new anabolic stimulus. And where I can't get as heavy of intensities with as many reps per se in those, later mesocycles during super hypocaloric periods, I can build metabolites pretty easily, because if you're not using that much intensity on the bar and you're really just kind of going for the quote-unquote pump, which is what I like, the metabolite accumulating effect, it's rather easy, and you can get volume in that way, and it times out nicely. And this is the proper phase potentiated sequence, and I would say, and I think others at RP and other people in general agree with me on this, it's a very good phase potentiated sequence to treat things this way, because you can utilize the intensity effect in those first couple mesocycles, going 7 to 10 rep range, make the exercise variations, do the 8 to 12 rep range, make some exercise variations again, mostly 8 to 12 rep range with intensity techniques thrown in, and that's where most people stop, and then they'll resensitize, right? but that's like massing or something of that nature. Whereas my prep is 16 weeks long, I have to throw in another mesocycle. I could take a diet break here and there, but right now I'm feeling pretty good, and I think that I can push through another mesocycle and get this last bit of fat off me with my diet modifications, my intensity modifications. So like I said, not being able to get those intensities later on down the road, but being able to accumulate metabolites very easily, probably a really good spot to put that type of training, or that block of training, that mesocycle, would be those last couple of mesocycles before your show. Okay, we picked Travis up from the airport. My little bro's here. That's him. He's cool. He's a smart cat. And then now today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go train at Bradley Martin's gym that he opened. So zoo culture. It's gonna be fun. We've been wanting to do it for a while, and I mean, I imagine we'll make a couple trips out here. But we just like to visit gyms. It's like mine and Zian's pastime. Every gym we go to, or every place we go to, we like find 3 or 4 different gyms to go train at.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's a fun time. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. Zion told me to tell you guys, so I'm telling you guys. Yeah, that's it. So
That's Travis.
that's the next workout you'll
brother.
see. Hi.
Don't they look like twins? Look at them. Jared? Jared? Which one's Jared?
And this is also good because during that time you can use variations that you're not doing, you know, high bar back squat with, you know, 75% of your 1RM trying to get 7 reps, which could potentially lead to injury. You know, people get tired, people fuck up on their technique. That kind of shit fucking happens all the time. And if you fuck up at the wrong point in time and you're hypocaloric, that shit can lead to injury very fast, especially since you've already been hypocaloric for, you know, 12 to 16 weeks anyways. So it really, really pains me to see people going for 3 RMs, 5 RMs, even 6. Like, that's low. It's low that close to a show. I don't think you should be doing that kind of shit. These intensity techniques, they allow you to use machines. They allow you to, you know, you could even throw in occlusion style training here. People love that kind of shit. It's just another intensity technique that's really cool to use when you get closer to a show to A, not get your ass injured, and B, overload. Get your volume overload. Get your, you know, that final mesocycle of, you know, it's time to really fuck my shit up. I'm about to go into my show, but I need to overload from the previous mesocycles, so it's a really good time to throw that kind of stuff in there. Went on a little bit of a tangent, but hopefully all that kind of helps. This, just kind of free, you know, going free with this voiceover, kind of just talking over the video as it's playing. But I really hope that all that made sense to people, and if it didn't, I will clear it up, because who knows what I said. But, yeah, so I'm glad I finally got this video out, and I will be making another one very, very soon, because this one did come out pretty late relative to when it should have. So enjoy the video.
Coming back, all the good times that we had, clean as day like a still frame photograph. I can feel my homeland coming back. drop.